me ask you on the negotiations. Why do you continue to have the notion that Israel is negotiating in good faith, when in fact it killed the chief negotiator of the other party? I mean, if you go and shoot the chief negotiator, you kill him, you know, people must think that you are not very serious about negotiations.
So I will speak to what we've seen in the negotiations, and that is, first of all, an agreement to the framework, and then some other issues that we are trying to resolve going forward. And I'm not going to assess the motives of any of the parties involved. What I'm going to make clear is the position of the United States, that we have impressed upon the government of Israel quite directly that they need to work to get to yes on this agreement.
Okay, but you know, Israel is not even allowing the food to go in. I mean, things are, aid is rotting, and they're not allowing anything to go in. And the situation is very, very dire in Gaza. So if they're not even showing that kind of gesture, why should they be taking?
So it's not a so Said, I'm gonna not quibble, but I think the it's not a premise. What you stated in the lead up to your question is not incorrect. Is incorrect. It's not that they are blocking aid from coming in. They are letting aid come to the various crossings,
Right.
and then we continue to struggle with the security situation inside Gaza of getting out of the crossings, and that's something that we're working through with the government of Israel and the various UN agencies. But ultimately, it is always going to be difficult. We've seen that now 9 months, more than 9 months into this conflict, and what we've seen is it is always going to be difficult because of the unique nature of Gaza and the unique nature of this conflict to move humanitarian assistance around when you're in the middle of a conflict between the IDF and a terrorist organization that continues to kind of pop in and out of civilian infrastructure. And so that's why we continue to work for a ceasefire, because ultimately that is the way to solve this humanitarian crisis that currently plagues the people of Gaza.
And finally, I have one last question. An Israeli American soldier with a U.S. citizen posted videos showing detonation of Gaza homes and mosques and so on. Is that, in fact, it's something that Amnesty called a war crime. If this U.S. citizen comes to the United States, should he be arrested?
That's a question for the Justice Department.
Justice
State
Department. But okay, but is that a war crime if you show
I cannot,
that you have done that?
So I can't. There's no way I can take any video devoid of context and pronounce judgment on whether it's a war crime or not from here.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
can I
Thank
just
you.
check on one thing?
Yeah.
This, I think it was the third to last question that Saeed asked. The premise of it
Doubt I
was
can go back
that
that
Israel
quickly.
had assassinated the top Hamas negotiator. Is that something that you're willing to accept and put on, say on the record that it was in fact Israel that did it? Or have I missed something over the course of the
So
last?
I will let every country
couple days.
speak to their actions. The United States, for our part, was not involved in any
No, I'm
way.
not asking if you were involved. I'm asking if you accept the premise of the question that Israel did in fact do it, if in fact the Israelis have told you that they were responsible.
So I am not going to speak to what any other government may or may not have done. I will make clear that the United States not only was not involved, but we were not aware of this incident before it occurred. Yeah, keep